Usually pruning is done when there is nothing on the tree. There's no bloom, there's no nothing. It'll be like those trees back there where nothing is pushing. Because you really want the tree completely dormant. So it's a wintertime job. The next thing is when you prune, especially on these trees, your plum trees down there, your fruit comes on what's called old wood. The wood has to be more than a year old and fruit will come on it. Peaches and nectarines, the fruit is always on new wood. And so if you look at this right here, this is your old wood, and then everything that's coming off, this is old wood, this right here is new wood. And so all of this new wood is what's bearing your fruit. And your blossoms are your fruit. But the thing is, the way trees are designed today, if you will, because almost all of them are genetically designed at this point, they way overproduce. This tree cannot sustain this much bloom on it and produce good fruit. What will end up happening with this tree, if you leave it just like this, all your fruit will end up being about yay big. You know, it's going to be 80% pit and about 20%, 30% meat. So what you want to do is you need to get back and probably eliminate about 80% of what's up here. Okay? And the other thing is, Brian, do you pick with ladders and stuff when you pick?
We haven't had to, but
okay.
We can.
No, the thing that you also want to remember in fruit trees, your best fruit is always at the top, closest to the sun, where it gets the most sunlight. The reality of that is the top of the tree is the top of the tree, whether it's just tall or whether it's 20 feet up there. You don't, if you're just doing it for a small scale, for yourself or whatever, you really don't want to climb 20 feet up a ladder to get to your best fruit. Think along those lines. You look up here, most of that can actually be brought down. And there is, if you look into these trees, you'll notice, the other thing you'll notice is if they're not pruned right, you see like this right here, you'll see like that group right there, there's not one bloom on it. There's bloom on this one. Why? Because where does it go? It gets up to the sun. Okay, this here is all shaded out. It has no bloom on it because it's completely shaded out. And you can see that on some of this other stuff. This stuff that's completely bloomless, if you will, and even this one here, like if you take this off, you can even see this is all last year's growth that got shaded out and dead because of everything on top. This one here survived a little bit, but it has no fruit on it. And the basic reason is because it is so thick that the stuff down below got shaded out. And so you'll get guys that will come through when halfway through the summer, they'll come through and do what's called summer pruning. They'll clean that canopy out so this doesn't happen. So the tree can continue to get sunlight down into it. And so with this tree, what you want to do is you can come in and you start looking at it. Okay, figure out what your height is. You know, I'm a little bit on the taller side, so I can reach up here. You know, if there's fruit here, I can kind of pull it down and get to this fruit a little bit. So what you can do actually is if you want to come through here, and like right here, this is a good piece right here. It's got a little fruit on the end of it. That one has a little fruit on the end of it. You can actually take this whole piece off right here and take that. This is going to go everywhere today. That off. And then this is all going up here. Unless you get on a ladder, you're not going to be able to reach it. So if we take this off, let's say we take this off right here, like that, and then your fruit, this is pretty thick, but you got a good piece, got a good limb here that's going to have a little fruit on it. This one's going to have a little fruit on it. That one's going to have a little fruit on it. So if you can take that off right there, take that off right there, and then you can clean up some of these little ones that are just got leaves on them and nothing else, because they're really good for nothing except shading out.